Sorry for the
Yeah, I hear me.
interruption.
Alright, look, I'm gonna be honest, y'all.
Chris Rock,
I just want to know.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that shit, bro. I can't do that shit no more. I can't do that baddie shit. It's not my memo. Everybody using a storyline with Chrisean Rock. That shit is so played out. Tifa went from crying in Marsh Arms to want to squabble up again today. Like, for what? Why are you saying shit on your story when we was all kumbaya last night in the venue? Like, she don't want to be called what? Boring? I don't know. I don't know if they paid her. They must have paid her some more money. Well, shit, I'm gonna need some more money too.
When Chrisean Rock went live last night, the internet didn't know whether to pray for her or panic. She wasn't shouting, she wasn't laughing. She wasn't wild, she was broken, tears streaming down her face. No filter, no makeup, no entourage, just raw emotion as she whispered the words that made millions of fans freeze in silence. I'm going home. I can't do this no more. That line, simple, quiet, but devastating, marked the moment everything changed for Baddies. For months, we've watched Chrisean fight, scream, survive, and dominate reality TV like no one else. She was the show. Her pain, her chaos, her unpredictable energy, it was the heartbeat of Zoo's network. But now, that same energy was gone. Her voice cracked as she continued. They broke me, y'all. They really broke me. I thought I was built for this, but this ain't life. Fans flooded the live chat with messages of support. Don't quit, Chrisean. You're stronger than this. But you could see in her eyes this wasn't another outburst. This was the moment the girl who'd been through everything, public breakups, fights, betrayals, motherhood, finally hit her limit. Then came the shocker. Right before ending the live, Chrisean held up a crumpled piece of paper and said, "They had me sign this, and I ain't even know what I was signing. I thought it was a bonus, but it was something else. I've been trapped." That one sentence flipped the internet upside down. Trapped. People immediately started connecting dots. Hidden contracts, emotional manipulation, unfair treatment on set, and the rumors spread like wildfire. One fan reposted the clip with the caption, "This ain't entertainment no more. This is exploitation." Within an hour, hashtag #PrayForTristan was trending worldwide. And when an insider leaked that producers were preparing for damage control, it became clear this wasn't just another reality show. Meltdown. This was an emergency. Because if what Chrisean said was true, then Baddies wasn't just toxic TV. It was a machine, one that chewed her up, drained her, and sold every tear she cried for ratings. And now, for the first time, Chrisean Rock was fighting not for fame, not for love, not for attention, but for freedom. "I'm going home," she whispered again, "and I don't care who gets mad about it." That's when the screen cut to black dot, and everyone watching realized this wasn't just a goodbye, it was a cry for help. To understand the weight behind Chrisean Rock's breakdown, you have to understand the storm she's been surviving for years. Because this wasn't just a random emotional moment on live. This was the explosion of everything she's been holding inside since the world first met her. Before Baddies, before the viral fights, before the chaos and the fame, Chrisean was a girl from Baltimore with big dreams and no safety net. She ran track, sang, hustled, prayed, and fought her way out of the streets. Every bruise, every scar, physical and emotional, she carried became a badge of survival. So when she first stepped onto the Zeus Network stage, she didn't just enter reality TV, she entered warfare. From the very first episode of Baddies South, producers knew what they had. Chrisean wasn't just another cast member, she was ratings gold. Her energy was raw, unpredictable, real. Viewers couldn't look away, even when the scenes were violent, even when they were heartbreaking. She wasn't playing a character, she was the character. And that's where the trap started, because every time she cried, screamed, or fought on camera, producers saw numbers climb. Every time she was humiliated or pushed to the edge, another season got greenlit to them. Chrisean's trauma wasn't tragedy, it was content. Behind the scenes, it was worse than fans ever knew. Crew members later revealed that Chrisean often filmed 12 to 16 hours a day, sometimes right after public fights with Blueface, sometimes while injured and sometimes while crying. So hard producers had to pause rolling. But they always resumed. Because Zeus wasn't a network that built stars, it built spectacles, and Chrisean Rock became their crown jewel. The more broken she looked, the higher the views went. And when she started gaining her own fan base, the machine tightened its grip. Suddenly, every move she made was contractually owned: her fights, her breakdowns, even her pregnancy announcement. What fans saw as reality TV drama was, in truth, emotional manipulation dressed up as entertainment. And that's the part Chrisean hinted at during her live, when she said, "They had me sign this." Insiders have been whispering for months that Zeus allegedly makes cast members sign content perpetuity agreements, meaning the network owns your image and footage forever. Even if you quit, even if you sue, even if you try to rebuild your life, they still have the rights to use your pain for profit. One former cast member, who spoke anonymously to Urban Tea Daily, said, "You think you're signing a regular contract? But it's more like signing away control of your story. You can't say no, you can't take back what they film, and you definitely can't talk bad about the company after." And guess who's been breaking all three rules lately? Chrisean Rock. From her public spats with other baddies to her emotional outbursts about not being treated fair. She's been on thin ice with producers for months. But what the audience didn't see was how deep that tension ran. Multiple sources claim that behind closed doors, Chrisean threatened to walk off set several times. Once, right after giving birth, when Zeus allegedly pushed her to film while emotions were raw. One insider even said, "She told them, 'I'm a mom now. I can't keep being your circus.' And they said, 'The fans love your realness.'" Realness. That's the word they always use to excuse her pain. But that realness came at a cost. Her peace, her sanity, her motherhood. Fans started noticing the cracks months ago. Chrisean would appear on lives late at night, tearful and exhausted, speaking in half sentences about not feeling safe and wanting to go home. But the machine kept spinning. And the more she tried to pull away, the more the world pulled her back in, because to the audience, Chrisean was more than a star. She was a spectacle of survival. People didn't just root for her, they dissected her. Every fight became a meme. Every tear became a soundbite. Every breakdown became must-see TV. But what happens when the person behind the spectacle starts realizing the price of her pain? That's exactly what happened on that live dot, when Chrisean said, "They broke me." It wasn't just about one bad day on set. It was the culmination of years of being used, misunderstood, and mislabeled by an industry that profits off women's trauma, especially Black women's trauma. And if the rumors are true, it wasn't just emotional pressure. A leaked voice note, allegedly from a Zeus staff member, circulated online just hours after her live. The voice said they told her she couldn't leave until the finale was done. She was crying, asking to go home, saying she wanted her baby. But they said she was under contract. That's true. Then "I'm going home" wasn't just emotional. It was rebellion. It was a woman saying no to an empire that built its entire identity on exploiting her chaos. The heartbreaking irony. The very clip of her crying on live, raw, broken, begging to leave became their most viral moment of the year. Because even in her pain, the machine was still feeding. And this time, Chrisean seemed to know it right before the feed cut. She looked into the camera and said, "Y'all can have the fame. Y'all can have the show. I just want peace." It wasn't scripted. It wasn't exaggerated. It was the sound of a woman waking up inside her own nightmare. Now, producers are panicking, fans are rioting online, and Chrisean's closest friends are allegedly urging her to lawyer up. But can she even fight back if the net? But what if home isn't somewhere you go back to? What if for Chrisean, home is the peace she's been searching for all along? Peace that fame, money, and contracts could never buy. Because deep down, maybe this isn't the end. Chrisean Rock's story. Maybe it's the beginning of her freedom. When Chrisean went silent after that heartbreaking live, the entire internet collectively held its breath. For almost 24 hours, she posted nothing. No stories, no tweets, no cryptic lyrics, nothing. It was as if she'd vanished. Fans started panicking. Blogs began refreshing her name every 5 minutes. TMZ reporters were circling Zeus Network's headquarters like hawks. Something was wrong. Then, out of nowhere, Zeus posted an exclusive clip on their official Instagram, a 45-second teaser titled "The Real Story Behind Chrisean's Breakdown." And just like that, the drama turned nuclear. The clip showed producers and cast members sitting around talking about how Chrisean had an emotional moment and that sometimes the pressure of being a star gets to you. But right in the middle of the clip, the camera zoomed in on a tear-streaked Chrisean storming off set, yelling, "Y'all ain't finna make me fight for y'alls no more." Fans were furious. They called it out instantly, accusing Zeus of turning her pain into promo. They didn't see an emotional episode. They saw damage, control. But here's where things get even. Darker insiders began leaking. Messages allegedly sent between Chrisean and a production assistant, texts that painted a terrifying picture of what was really happening behind the scenes. In one message, dated just days before the breakdown, Chrisean wrote, "They keep telling me I owe them another season or I'll get sued. But I didn't even know that's what I signed." The assistant replied, "They're serious, girl. They already drafted the papers. Don't let them scare you. Get your lawyer." The messages were quickly deleted, but screenshots spread faster than wildfire. People started piecing things together. Chrisean wasn't walking away from a show, she was trying to escape a system, and then came the bombshell. A blogger by the name of @T4 Breakfast posted what she claimed was an internal Zeus's email, one that referenced a containment clause. The email read, "If any active cast member attempts to exit production prior to finale completion, retain their image rights, and prevent unauthorized statements that may damage network credibility." Prevent unauthorized statements, meaning if Chrisean spoke publicly about what was going on, Zeus could allegedly take legal action against her and, worse, use previously filmed footage to discredit her. But the twist: someone inside Zeus didn't want to stay silent anymore. An anonymous insider calling themselves the Shadow in production created a burner account and began leaking behind-the-scenes details that painted the network in a horrifying light. According to Shadow, Chrisean had repeatedly begged producers to let her go home to be with her baby. She'd reportedly been filming long days, emotionally exhausted, and increasingly uncomfortable with how the network was editing her story. Shadow claimed they told her, "You're the reason we're trending. You walk, we tank." They used her motherhood against her. They said if she wanted to keep her platform and get her bonus, she had to finish the mission. Finish the mission. That phrase set social media ablaze. What mission? Was this show about entertainment or control? Fans began noticing that other cast members were posting strangely coordinated messages, all with identical captions, like, "We all love Chrisean. Sometimes people just need rest." It didn't feel organic. It felt scripted. Then, one of Chrisean's close friends went live on TikTok, a hairstylist who'd worked with her for years, and dropped a bombshell. "Y'all don't get it. They make her refilm arguments, refilm fights, refilm breakdowns. They'll tell her, cry again, but this time, look at the camera. It's all manipulation." The stylist's account was deleted within hours now. The internet wasn't just accusing Zeus of exploitation, they were accusing them of psychological abuse. That's when Chrisean reappeared. No flashy post, no dramatic statement, just a 10-second Instagram story, her sitting in a car holding her baby, eyes puffy but calm. The caption read, "I ain't scared of y'all no more." That was the moment everything flipped. Because within minutes, Zeus Network's CEO, Lemuel Plummer, went live himself, defensive, shaky. Clearly aware that things were spiraling. "Ain't nobody trapping nobody," he said. "This is business. Chrisean's a star, and we want her to succeed. But when you sign contracts, you gotta honor them. That's how this works." The fans weren't buying it. The comments exploded. "You exploit black women for profit. This isn't business, this is modern-day slavery. She said she was trapped, let her go." Then, in the middle of Lemuel's rant, something weird happened. His feed glitched, froze, and for half a second, viewers could see a second camera feed flicker across the screen. It wasn't Lemuel. It was Chrisean sitting alone, crying, whispering something that viewers could barely make out. Audio. Experts later enhanced the clip, and what she said was bone-chilling. "They're using my pain to build their empire." The glitch disappeared immediately. Lemuel ended his live. And then Zeus deleted the video, but it was too late. Screen recordings were everywhere. The moment went viral, and suddenly it wasn't just fans watching. It was journalists, lawyers, and advocacy groups demanding answers. An entertainment lawyer named Tara Reynolds posted a breakdown of the alleged contract terms. Chrisean might have been under, explaining how in perpetuity clauses are used to trap talent into long-term creative ownership. "If what she's describing is true," Tara said, "then this isn't just unethical, it's potentially criminal coercion." And just when everyone thought this couldn't get more twisted, an anonymous Reddit thread appeared, claiming to have receipts from inside Zeus Legal. The post contained blurred screenshots of an alleged conversation between network executives, discussing how to contain the fallout. One message read, "If she goes rogue, we leak unseen footage from last season to shift public sympathy." That's when fans snapped. #boycott Zeus trended overnight. Viewers demanded the show be canceled, and dozens of celebrities from Summer Walker to Suki Hana started reposting Chrisean's clips with messages of support. But what happened next, no one saw coming. At 3:17 a.m., Chrisean went live again, this time from an undisclosed location. She was quiet, composed, eyes red but steady. She said, "They think I'm scared to lose what they gave me. But what they gave me wasn't peace, it was pain." She paused, holding her baby close, then whispered, "I read the contract again, and guess what? I ain't the only one who signed it." The chat exploded. Who else? But Chrisean didn't answer. She just looked into the camera and said, "They thought they owned me, but they forgot I own my truth." Then she played a voice memo. Static filled the air. Then came a man's voice, deep, muffled, but clear enough to identify. "Don't let her leave. We need that last scene. If she leaves, we lose the finale. I don't care if she's crying, she stays." It was unmistakable. The voice was allegedly Lemuel Plummer's. The internet erupted. If that recording was real, it wasn't just a scandal, it was a smoking gun. Within hours, hashtags turned into petitions. Fans demanded federal investigation into Zeus's contracts, calling it emotional trafficking. But before lawyers could even respond, Chrisean deleted all her posts, every single one, and vanished again. Her last tweet, "Home ain't a place, it's peace. I'm going there." And now the entire entertainment industry is whispering, was Chrisean Rock pushed too far or silenced completely? Because one thing's for sure, when she said she was going home, she didn't mean it as a metaphor, she meant escape. The morning after Chrisean's cryptic final post, something eerie happened. The Zeus Network app crashed. Millions of users woke up to an error message that read, "Content unavailable." For hours, no one could access Baddies episodes, behind-the-scenes clips, or even subscription data. Then suddenly, the app came back online, but one show was missing. Baddies, gone, wiped clean from the homepage. Fans flooded social media in panic. Some thought it was a glitch. Others were convinced Zeus was scrubbing the show to cover up what Chrisean had exposed. But when tech insiders inspected the app's source code, they discovered something far more suspicious. A new hidden page labeled Credibility Control. Buried in that code were references to image filters, damage reversal protocol, and a chilling note that read, "Implement during public." It was clear now Zeus wasn't fixing a bug. They were rewriting history. That's when things took a turn. One expected, an anonymous cloud drive titled Chrisean's Truth started circulating online. It contained over 40 files, video footage, voice notes, contracts, and screenshots allegedly leaked from her personal iCloud. Most of the files were mundane selfies, receipts, clips from her baby shower. But 3 videos stood out. And they changed everything. The first video showed Chrisean sitting on a hotel bed in tears, surrounded by camera lights. Her voice was shaky, pleading. They said, "If I don't finish the show, I'll never work again. They said they'll make sure nobody touches me. Not VH1, not Netflix, not nobody." I told them I was tired. They said tired don't make money. In the background, you can faintly hear a producer's voice saying, "Baby girl, you signed up for this. We love you. Just give us one more scene." The second video showed Chrisean during a production meeting, asking for a break. You could hear her say, "I ain't slept in 2 days. Can I please go home?" Another voice responded, cold and detached, "You can rest when we wrap." The audience needs closure. But the third video, that one sent shockwaves across the internet. It was recorded secretly, shaky, dark, clearly filmed on her phone. In it, Chrisean is whispering, hiding in what looks like a bathroom. You can hear muffled arguing outside. "They're trying to make me fight her. They said if I don't, they'll edit it like I hit her anyway. They own my image. They can make me say or do whatever they want." That was the breaking point. The hashtag #FreeChrisEan hit 50 million views in less than 12 hours. Fans began tagging the Department of Labor, demanding an investigation into Zeus Network's working conditions. Celebrities like Cardi B, Tamar Braxton, and even Megan Thee Stallion tweeted messages of support, but the network stayed silent until a major entertainment outlet published a bombshell headline. "Former Zeus employee confirms manipulation. We were told to make her look crazy." The anonymous employee, calling herself T, told reporters that producers intentionally edited Chrisean's footage to make her appear unstable. She wasn't angry all the time. She was exhausted. They'd give her alcohol, tell her to let loose, and if she cried, they'd film it again from 3 angles. They built her chaos in the editing room. And that's when the shocking reveal dropped. Leaked internal memos revealed. Strategy meeting held months before. Filming codenamed Project Diamond Dust. The memo explicitly mentioned controlled character, breakdowns, and emotional spike. Scheduling. In simpler terms, they planned her collapse. The document included chilling bullet points. High emotional volatility ensures retention. Conflict cycles should peak bi-weekly. Contain outbursts to prevent external interference, family, management, etc. One line was underlined twice. Ensure contract renewal post-incident by leveraging sympathy and public narrative. It wasn't an accident. It was a formula. And Chrisean had just broken it by exposing the truth. That same night, another insider dropped a 10-minute audio recording of a network executive panicking over Chrisean's leaks. "We can't let her walk. She's the whole brand. You understand? If she gets out clean, everyone else follows. Lock the edits. Send her footage to PR. We spin this as mental health fatigue. Got it? Mental health fatigue, the corporate buzzword for exploitation." Meanwhile, Chrisean's social media stayed silent. No lives, no updates, no sightings. Paparazzi searched everywhere. Atlanta, LA, even Baltimore. But she disappeared. Then, out of nowhere, a new TikTok account surfaced. The username @imreallyhome.no profile pic. No bio. Just a 15-second video showing a dimly lit living room. Baby toys scattered across the floor, and Chrisean's voice whispering from behind the camera. "They wanted a show. I gave them my life. Now I'm taking it back. Foul." The clip hit 20 million views in under an hour before being deleted, and then, the next wave hit. Former castmates started speaking out, but not all in her favor. Some defended her, saying she'd been mistreated. Others accused her of lying for sympathy. But one cast member, Slim Danger, claimed Chrisean wasn't running from the network at all. She was running from something else. Slim's post read, "Y'all think she left because of Zeus?" No, she found out what was in that paperwork. Ask her about the clause. Ask her who really owns her name. That sent conspiracy threads into overdrive. What was in the paperwork? A viral Twitter thread by user @MediaLeaks daily claimed to have found the answer. A clause allegedly granting Zeus lifetime rights to the name Chrisean Rock and any derivative likeness. Meaning, even if she walked away, she couldn't legally use her own name for future shows, music, or merchandise. The internet exploded. Fans were furious. Legal analysts called it identity theft by contract. And just when things couldn't possibly get more surreal, a single tweet appeared on Zeus Network's verified account and vanished 5 minutes later. It read, "Chrisean is safe. The finale will explain everything." That one tweet reopened every wound. People began speculating, had Zeus forced her back for a final episode? Was she being coerced again? Then came the photo. A grainy backstage shot leaked to blogs. Allegedly showing Chrisean on set surrounded by cameras, the network tried to push back, claiming that AI was used for sound correction only. But when tech analysts examined the trailer's metadata, they found references to a program called VoicePatch V4.3, a commercial AI cloning tool capable of full vocal reproduction, and that's when every other celebrity started speaking out. Cardi B tweeted, "This is crazy. If they can fake her voice, they can fake anybody's. Protect your image, protect your brand, protect your peace." Nicki Minaj posted on her Instagram story, "I've been saying this, these new media companies don't care about your humanity. They care about your moments. Every scream, every tear, that's money." Summer Walker shared a screenshot of Chrisean holding her baby with the caption, "She don't owe y'all nothing but her healing." But the loudest voice came from Blueface's mom, Carlisa, who jumped into the conversation uninvited and lit another fire. She posted, "Zeus didn't break Chrisean. Blue did. The show just recorded it." The internet exploded again. For days, debates raged across every platform. Who was to blame? The network. The audience? The culture that kept tuning in every week for chaos. And in the middle of it all, fans began noticing a pattern. Every time a big post about Zeus trended, it would disappear from top topics within minutes. Influencers started accusing the network of buying suppressive ad space, essentially paying platforms to bury negative coverage. TikTok creators started calling it digital silencing. One viral creator, @Tsunami, explained it like this: "They don't have to delete posts, they just drown them. Flood the feed with distractions. You'll scroll 5 minutes and never see it again. It's psychological warfare, not censorship." Wow. Rival networks smelled blood. Bet issued a public statement. "We stand by talent safety, mental health, and fair compensation across all productions." Even Netflix's reality division, known for chaos-heavy content like Love is Blind and The Ultimatum, quietly announced it would be reevaluating ethical standards for all future projects. But Zeus, they doubled down. They announced a new special titled Baddies, Redemption. The promo said every queen has her comeback. And right there, in the teaser image, was Chrisean's face, glowing, serene, with a caption underneath that read, "Home is where the fame is." It was so clearly fake that fans didn't even argue. They revolted. YouTube flooded with reaction videos calling it disturbing, evil, and soulless. Some compared it to Black Mirror. Others said Zeus was digitally resurrecting Chrisean's image to keep milking her story while she hid in silence. The backlash grew so loud that federal attention finally arrived at the FTC Federal Trade Commission, announced an investigation into alleged unethical AI practices in entertainment media. Their statement didn't name Zeus directly, but everyone knew who it was about. Then came the quiet bombshell. A leaked email from inside a legal firm showed that Chrisean's team had filed for an emergency injunction, not just for breach of contract, but for identity theft and emotional defamation. In one paragraph, her lawyer wrote, "My client's likeness, voice, and emotions have been synthetically reproduced to sustain commercial profits without consent. This constitutes digital captivity." Digital captivity. The phrase echoed across the internet. It was poetic, terrifying, and completely real. And just when the noise reached a fever pitch, Chrisean reappeared. Late one night, a new Instagram account went live at The Real Home Girl. No profile picture, no posts. Just a single live stream that started without warning. The screen was dark at first. Then you heard a baby giggling softly. The camera slowly turned toward Chrisean, sitting on the floor in a hoodie, eyes red but calm. She didn't cry this time. She didn't yell. She just looked straight into the lens and said, "Y'all ever feel like the world watching you, but nobody's seeing you? That's how I've been living. My pain made too many people rich." The chat exploded, hundreds of thousands of viewers flooding her comments. Hearts flying across the screen, people begging her to speak her truth. And then she said something that froze everyone. "They don't just own my footage. They own my silence too. Every time I post, they can take it down. Every word I say belongs to them." She looked down, then whispered, "So I had to learn a new language, the kind they can't copyright." The screen went black. That one sentence broke the internet. Within an hour, creators began analyzing her words like scripture. What did she mean by a new language? Some speculated she was planning to speak through music again, dropping new songs that disguised her truth in lyrics. Others believed she was hinting at coded posts, messages hidden in art or captions. But one theory, the wildest one, spread like wildfire. She's building her own network. A post by @InsiderTblog claimed Chrisean was secretly working with investors to create a streaming platform by artists. For artists, one where creators own 100% of their likeness and data. The alleged name? Home Network. A direct shot at Zeus. If that's true, then "I'm going home" wasn't just an emotional cry. It was a mission statement. And now, with fans rallying behind her, lawyers closing in on Zeus, and every major outlet watching closely, the question hanging in the air isn't whether Chrisean Rock is coming back, it's whether she'll burn the whole system down when she does. Because this time, she's not fighting for a check. She's fighting for her voice. The silence after. Chrisean's mysterious live was deafening. No new posts, no updates. Just digital stillness, the kind that feels planned, like a storm crouching low before it hits. Then, at exactly midnight, every Baddies page on Zeus changed its banner to a single black image with white text. The truth premieres this Friday. No cast names, no trailers, no sound. Just those 4 words. But here's the thing. No one, not even the show's editors, claimed to know what that truth was. Leaks from inside Zeus said the new footage didn't come from any recent shoot. Some claimed it was lost episodes, and buried in the metadata of those clips was a final breadcrumb: GPS coordinates. Baltimore. Her hometown. Suddenly, it clicked. "I'm going home" wasn't a breakdown. It was a declaration. She hadn't disappeared in shame or fear. She'd gone back to where it started, to rebuild, to expose, to reclaim her story. The following evening, right as Zeus aired its Mysterious Truth special, something unprecedented happened. The feed glitched. The opening credits froze. The screen flickered, and instead of the planned footage, new video began to play. Shaky, raw, handheld. It was Chrisean, no lighting, no crew, no makeup. Just her sitting outside a small Baltimore house, her baby asleep beside her. They said I was crazy. They said I was unstable. The truth is, I was just tired of being a character in somebody else's script. The comments section exploded, hundreds of thousands of viewers typing simultaneously. The live viewership counter skyrocketing past any record Zeus had ever seen. Then she held up a stack of papers. "This is my contract, page 14. They own my likeness in perpetuity across any media platform, physical or digital, present or future. That means they can turn me into an AI, a cartoon, a ghost, and still call it me." She ripped the pages in half. "But they don't own my voice. Not anymore." The feed cut to static. Zeus immediately denied airing that footage, claiming it was an unauthorized signal breach. But users recording the live stream proved it aired across every Zeus channel simultaneously. Someone had hacked the broadcast an hour later. The network servers went down again, for good this time. Their statement was brief, due to unforeseen circumstances. Zeus network is temporarily offline, but fans knew what had happened. Someone, maybe Chrisean, maybe one of the shadows in production, had forced the world to hear her truth. And just when the chaos started settling, the final message appeared. The @Project Home Files account posted one last video, a single dimly lit shot of a wall covered in sticky notes. Phrases scribbled in pen, contracts, AI voice, home network, all connected with red thread. Then the camera zoomed in on a